Good evening, Parkland. Today is Friday, December 6th, 2024. In this episode of Parkland Profile, we'll sit down with the high school's newest hire, take a look behind the camera and the curtain at some of PHH's 2024 productions, and check out what PTV has been working on this month. I'm Digital Media Director Jakob Barnett, and Parkland Profile starts now. This year, Parkland High School welcomed a new Director of Performing and Visual Arts, Dr. Renee Mosser, and she's been busy working on the many productions PHS has had and is planning to have this year. News Director Madeline Helps got the opportunity to talk to her about her new position.
Today, I got the opportunity to interview Dr. Mosser, our new Director of Visual Performing Arts here at Parkland. I got to talk to her about what her vision is for this role, have her walk me through her daily activities, and what her favorite part is about being the Director of Visual Performing Arts. So can you talk to me about what your job consists of on a daily basis?
Oh, that's a loaded question. My job is a lot of behind the scenes. It's a lot of systems. It's a lot of opportunities for us to make sure that we have safety protocols in place. We are able to do our productions well. We get rights for shows. I also have the opportunity to sit in classrooms and visit teachers and see how they're educating our students and provide them with feedback. Like every day is like a new day for me. So I have to say that pretty much if I had to, let's say, put it in like a real simple perspective, is that I pave the way so that teachers can work with students and their job is easier, so students can actually grow and learn through the arts.
So how did your previous jobs help pave the way for you to become the Director of Visual and Performing Arts here at Parkland?
Well, I started my career at William Allen High School where I was a teacher. I was a dance teacher. So I was very involved with the music department and the theater department, and that helped me understand how we utilize theater and the arts in the public environment. And then I became a building administrator. I was an assistant principal for 6 years, and I was a principal for 5 years, and the ability to lead and develop leaders was actually a real love that I had. And I continued to implement arts throughout my leadership, both with staff and also with students. So I feel like this is a great culmination now to be able to do it K-12.
So what is the best part about being the Director of Visual and Performing Arts here at Parkland?
If I had to pick one thing that's my favorite, is watching students actually develop into the love of their craft, to seeing them on stage, to looking at the work and the art that they're creating, whether they're designing lights or painting on a canvas or singing or acting. It really engages my heart to the fullest when I see students really developing who they are through the art that they do.
What benefits does being involved with the arts have on students?
I think the biggest benefit is student autonomy, their ability to actually find their voice, who they are and what they do. The arts are about sharing. So even though you do it for yourself and for your own fulfillment, when you have the ability to share it with others, then you're giving a part of yourself. And I think that's pretty special. And that's what I think is one of the best benefits.
So Parkland High School has a very active arts program. What's your vision for Parkland Arts in the future?
Well, as this is my first year, I'm still really watching and learning. So I'm taking all of that data in. But if I can look at how can we grow our dance teams, how can we grow our theater programs, how can we grow our marching band and our music programs, what are some things that we could either do, tweak, or even highlight that could just help us grow our program? I always see it as the high school sets the stage and the groundwork for the vision that we want to see in the future.
So your office is stationed here at the high school, but how do you get the elementary schoolers and the middle school kids involved in the arts?
Well, although my office is here at the high school, I'm not always here. So I sometimes start my day at different buildings. I go to performances at the elementary and middle schools. So to be able to get involved in the everyday of our programs is one of the highlights. So I'm really here to help any way that I can, but I do enjoy visiting schools on a daily basis.
Thank you again, Dr. Mosser. I can't wait to see how the arts program grows and changes throughout this year. From Parkland TV, I'm Madeline Howe.
One of the productions Dr. Mosser was part of this year was the children's show, Finding Nemo Jr. Here's associate producer Maddie Powers with the story.
Every year, Parkland High School puts on a children's musical for the community's kids, complete with fun songs, dazzling lighting, and exciting dancing. The cast, made up entirely of the high school's freshmen and sophomores, rehearsed for months, leading up to show week to put on this year's children's show, Finding Nemo Jr. This show had a wide range of fishy characters, and each actor worked hard to portray theirs as well as they could.
I prepared for my role as Marlin. I went home the day that we got the news. I practiced my audition song probably a good 30 times before I went into the audition, and I just did the best that I could.
I listened to the soundtrack over and over again, many times.
Even with such a fun show, the actors faced some challenges behind the scenes.
So the struggles that I encountered was when we got the puppets for our role, they were like a good 30 pounds each. So we had to haul them around the entire time when we were on stage, and that was a struggle, I would say.
Holding the puppet was really hard and getting used to it because it was really heavy and I had to hold it a certain way because I kept holding it sideways because it was really uncomfortable to hold it straight. So I had to practice moving the mouth while I was talking and holding it the right way, and it was really hard.
Finding Nemo Jr. wasn't the most typical musical, but that only made it all the more fun for both the cast and audience.
I think what made the show unique is the cast. Everybody that was involved with it, they're amazing. I loved everybody in it.
Definitely the puppets, because I think that's the only show I've ever seen with puppets in it. I know that they were made with the same material that scuba divers wear, and there was some felt, and the bodies were soft, but the heads were hard, and the poles had two little clicky triggers on them, so one of them would open the mouth and the other one would make the eyes blink. I think my favorite part was probably the jellyfish, because it was really pretty and it was really fun. I wanted to be a jellyfish really bad. Because I love the jellyfish. They're these really cool, colorful umbrellas, and it looked like a lot of fun to have one. So I asked Mrs. Gabri, the director, if I could be a jellyfish, and she let me be a jellyfish twice in the show.
Probably the soundtrack, the music, the dancing, and just the element of the show.
Yeah, we created a line in front of the stage so the kids could come up and get their autographs and take pictures, and it was really cute. One of them, after I gave her my autograph, she asked me what my name was, and we were told to stay in character, so I said Nemo. And she said, "That's your real name?" And I said, "Yes." And she looked really disgusted.
Overall, Finding Nemo Jr. was a great opportunity for the cast, crew, and audiences to have some fishy fun this November. For Parkland TV, I'm Maddie Powers.
Another production in Parkland this month was PTV's Parkland Podcast. Now over to a behind-the-scenes look at how it's made.
Hi, my name is Gabe Chase, and I'm the producer of the Parkland Podcast. Taking over the podcast from Xander was awesome. I mean, he set up a great foundation and a good following behind it, so it was pretty easy. I chose Will Doe Wood host the Parkland Podcast because he's entertaining and he knows a lot of people in the 2025 class. So I thought it'd be easy for him to interview others. I choose guests on the Parkland Podcast that have something special about them that others might not have, and they're entertaining people. My favorite part of the Parkland Podcast is setting everything up, coming in here, making this cool set, focusing on the cameras, making sure it looks good, and then after you get to see the final product and see what it looks like. My favorite episode of the Parkland Podcast was the football podcast with Reed Andrews and Leo Doberman. That episode was really funny, and it was really fun to film, and everything that went into it was awesome. Behind the scenes of the Parkland Podcast, I do a lot, starting with the graphics, making sure it looks good, and then the set, setting it up right, making sure the angles of the cameras are okay, and the focusing of the cameras. And then during the show, I'm behind the scenes, making sure that the audio levels are okay, the mic monitoring is good, and making sure the people on camera are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then after, going and editing it, making sure that the cuts are right and the sound sounds good and the lighting's okay, and then producing it, probably putting it out.
Along with the podcast, PTV was also busy this month competing in the Student Television Network Challenge, where students received a prompt and had to submit their finished product just 6 days later. The first category we competed in was commentary. With the prompt, learning from failure is a part of growing up, and the limitation that only one person can appear on camera at a time.
What should I do for my commentary video? Whatever, I'll just do it later. As I continue to grow up, one of the things that stands in my way from maturing is procrastination. During my freshman year, I constantly find myself doing my work at the last moment possible. Instead, I will go on my phone and get lost in frequent notifications. Hold that thought. There are times where my procrastination has set me back. But through this failure, I have learned that I have two choices. I can either keep succumbing to the pressure, or I can choose to learn and grow from it. The thing is, failure makes us who we are. Whether it's not making the basketball team or getting a bad grade on a test, it's important to learn how to turn these past shortcomings into future successes. While it's easy to see failure as a bad thing, I truly believe it's an important part of growing up. My F on my history test taught me that I needed to study. Getting cut from the basketball team taught me that I needed to develop a stronger work ethic. Even my constant delaying of tasks has taught me to work ahead. While my failures may have seemed like setbacks, I'm truly grateful to see how they made me into the person I am today, and I'm looking forward to see how they shape me into the person I am tomorrow. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to get to work.
We also had a team working in the music video category with the song Get Dangerous.
I would make it this far, they hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball, I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back, you ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing, keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get dangerous, cause it can please don't play no games with me, I promise I'm too much. Ay, I can never let up even if you had enough. Ay, this ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to beat in submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash in the distance, they coming off track, no. Now when they ask what's the motive, don't talk like the show. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling, they already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand, ayy. We on overtime, you don't need to understand, ayy. You just show them how to do it when you don't know what to say. Tell me how you plan to win if you plan to play the same. Moving fast, already gone, yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog, just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing, keep it moving, what we doing. Cause it can get dangerous, cause it can get dangerous, cause it can get dangerous.
video wasn't the only film category we competed in. We also had a group working in the short film category, with the prompt that the story must start in the middle of an interrogation and include a flashback scene of up to 30 seconds.
Let's go over this one more time. And this time, I want you to tell me the truth. How exactly did Dad's computer get lost? He left me in charge, and now I'm taking the fall for it.
I told you, it wasn't my fault.
Are you sure?
I would never lose Dad's computer.
Then who did?
Olivia!
Tell me it again from the beginning.
I was just walking around the house when I saw you and Jake watching a movie on Dad's computer. And then when you went to go and get food, I figured I'd borrow the computer to check my email. And then I got a really important phone call that I just had to pick up.
Hey Steve, what's up?
You did not get a call from Steven Spielberg.
I did!
Then what happened to the computer?
I saw it on the couch, so I moved it so no one would sit on it. And I went to get something from my room, and out of nowhere, this person came and kidnapped me.
Sure.
They did, and by the time I broke free and crawled back, the computer was gone.
So you had nothing to do with the computer's disappearance?
It was totally out of my control. I had nothing to do with it. I was literally
you got a phone call
kidnapped,
from
dragged
the
away.
Steven
The
Spielberg,
only home I've
you would
ever
also
loved.
pick it up.
My
Like,
own
who
sister
cares
would
about the
accuse me
computer
of
anymore
stealing
when
her
you-
father's
like,
computer.
this is my-
Charlie, I trust you. You wouldn't lie to me, right?
I would never.
Good. Now tell me what really happened to Dad's computer.
Well, it all started when you and Jake left the computer to get food. I passed you coming back from the kitchen and saw Claire take the computer, and I'm like 99% sure she was just online shopping with Dad's credit card. Then she went to call her friend and just left the computer on the couch. So Olivia took it and went to her room, probably to play Minecraft again, even though Mom said she can't anymore. I went to do my homework because I'm a model student. And then my pencil tip broke, so I went to ask for her sharpener, but when I went in, she wasn't even there, and the computer screen was just on the "you died" screen. I think she rage quit again. I took the computer, I put it in Dad's bag, so we wouldn't lose it.
Are you kidding me?
No!
PTV also created a podcast about a high school survival guide that is now out on our YouTube. Make sure to check it out. That's all for tonight's episode of Parkland Profile. Tune in next month for more. Signing off, I'm your host, Jakob Barnett. Have a great evening, Parkland.